What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph? You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight... Okay, we're coming back to Unlucky Morpheus. Yes, indeed, Unlucky Morpheus fans, feeling you. Come on now. Here we go. Before we go any further, for those of you who are feeling inclined to do all the clicks and the likes and the bibbidi-boobidi bob, do me a favor. Before you do all those clicks and likes, please watch the whole video first. Okay, give me a chance to earn those clicks and likes. Now, after the video is done, if you'll feel like doing all those clicks and likes, then by all means, feel free to click away. This comes as a request from Krauser, and this is actually Krauser's prioritized request for the month of September for being a silver tier member on the Patreon page. So here you go, Krauser. I hope you enjoy the show. Krauser wanted to see me react to this. It is Unlucky Morpheus and UNDEAD Corporation. So I guess we got two bands coming on stage to share the stage for this one song. And the song, I hope I don't butcher the name of this song, Kyobou No Koibito. Now, have I heard the song before? No, I have not. To the best of my knowledge, this does not resonate with me in any way, shape, or form. However, there's always a possibility I may have heard the song in passing and I just don't realize it. So as always, if I start listening to the song and I suddenly go, wait a second, I recognize this song, I'll let you know.
That's the truth.
You know me, I'm going to be honest with you guys. This was posted by Aftermath Awu. Sure, why not? And the video has 329 views. It'll get you there. And now, before we get started here, I got to warn everybody. I did the best I could. I downloaded this off the Bilibili website. And unfortunately, they have a tendency to really compress the hell out of their videos by saving them as FLV files and then uploading them. Well, when you do that and you go to use software downloaders like Replay Media Catcher, which is what I use, when they download the MP4, there's no audio at all. The only way I could get audio with this video was to download it as an FLV file, and then I had to take that FLV file and convert it to an MP4 so I could expand it out and get the best sound quality I possibly could. But what you're talking about doing, guys, is taking a compressed video, a video that has been saved and uploaded, compressed to hell, and then trying to force it open so that it'll have a better sound quality and better video quality. My converter software is good, guys, but it is not a miracle worker. Now, I don't know if the audio quality and if the video quality has been affected. I honestly don't know, but this is the only way that I can get it to work. So I had to jump through some hoops. I really hope it didn't destroy the audio and video quality. I really hope it didn't. We're going to find out. So hope for the best, pray for the best. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will be down below in the video description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Ready? Are you ready? Whew, let's hope for the best here, guys, because here we go. All right, here we go. Unlucky Morpheus and UNDEAD Corporation. I hope I do not butcher the name of this song. Kyobou No Koibito. I probably be butchered it. I'm more than likely to. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
Well, darn it. Okay. There is so much happening. I love the trade-offs. And the thing is, the trade-offs are like pretty perfectly timed. I was thinking to myself on that first verse there, after the guy with the face paint finished singing, I was thinking to myself, this would be a great time to switch vocalists, and they did. Yeah, great timing, great placement, great trade-off. The guitar player doing some great solo work, some great lead lines. I like what I'm hearing there. The violin player, I can hear her. She sounds really good. Coming through when needed, which I appreciate. Very tasteful playing, and again, very tasteful placement. So, yeah, so far so good. Let's keep this going. Let's pause here. A lot happened there. Okay. Guitar solo, nice and shreddy, sounded good, very fitting. Considering the frantic, fast pace of the song, you want a shreddy guitar solo, absolutely. So, very fitting. Seeing some great crowd interaction, especially from the vocalist who went into the crowd and did a little crowd surfing. That was nice. Good to see that. As long as everybody's being careful and everybody's being respectful. Everything sounds great. I mean, I really have no complaints about this, but I gotta say, the highlight of the song for me so far has been the two ladies. Right here and right here. The two ladies singing together. Their harmonies are blending so well. Man. They really are. I mean, their vocals are on point. They're blending well. Tonally, they're even blending well. And that's not always easy to do. Look, it's not hard to get two vocalists to sing in harmonies from a pitch standpoint. All it takes is a lot of practice. And as long as everybody knows the notes they're supposed to play and they can sing those notes accurately, we shouldn't really have too much of an issue. Getting their tones to blend, on the other hand, that's not easy. And quite often it just comes down to the simple fact that sometimes there are vocalists out there who are not meant to sing with each other because their vocal styles, their vocal tones just don't add up. Not the case here with these two ladies. They sing very well together. Their tones blend really well together, and it's very enjoyable to hear. So I'm digging what these two ladies are doing together. This is the highlight for me, is hearing those two sing together. That was fun. That was fun. That was fun to watch. It was fun to listen to. It was fun on both ends. Let me get my thoughts together. I have to think about a couple of things. Let me get my thoughts together. I'll see you in the review, and we'll talk about it. Well, there you go, folks. That was Unlucky Morpheus and members of Undead Corporation performing a song, and like I said, I'm probably going to butcher this, but I'm going to give it my best shot anyway. Performing a song called Kyobou No Koibito. I feel horrible saying that, but I'm probably butchering it. I hope I'm not, but I probably am. This was a request from Krauser, and this was actually Krauser's prioritized request for the month of September for being a silver tier member on the Patreon page. So there you go, Krauser. I hope you enjoyed the show, man. There were a couple things I had to think about, but for the most part, this came to me pretty quick. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give that an 8.4. Yep, 8.4. I feel good about that score. Let me tell you why.
Why?
Okay. First of all, I am so glad that the conversion didn't destroy that video. It's happened before where I've downloaded FLVs and I've had to expand it out to an MP4 format, and it's always been just destroyed. Either the audio is wrecked, the video is wrecked, or both. I'm really glad to see that wasn't the case this time. I can say that with 100% certainty because I went back and I compared the video source off of the original webpage, off the Billy website, and the video that I ended up, my converted video, and they were identical. So I was so glad that worked out so well for me. So yes, thank God for that. Okay, that's number one. Number two, the song was fun, man. Fast-paced, energetic, just non-stop from start to finish. It never let up. It put its foot to the floor, and it never once took its foot off the gas. It was just non-stop all the way through, fast-paced. Loved that energy from the song. The song's energy was palpable. They had that one section coming out of, I believe it was the first chorus, where they went into a little bit of a halftime feel. It didn't stick around for very long, but it stuck around long enough that it made its presence felt. That was cool. I kind of wish they had done more with that. I kind of wish they had gone back and revisited that halftime feel. Maybe coming out of the guitar solo might have been good. Coming back into that halftime feel, I feel like that might have been good. Or maybe doing that third verse in a halftime feel. That might have been good too. But I kind of wish they had come back to it because they had such success with it. But at the same time, there's that old saying in show business, always leave the crowd wanting more. And they did a good job of that. I did want them to come back to it, but they never did. They were teasing. How dare they? No, it was fine. It was very effective and it did work. Everybody on stage was performing. I never once saw anybody just standing, even when they weren't doing anything vocally or playing wise. If they weren't doing anything, to contribute to the song, they were doing something to contribute to the live show. And I loved seeing that. Nobody was taking a break. Nobody was taking a pander. Everybody was contributing at all times in some way, shape, or form. And I can absolutely appreciate that. And not only can I appreciate it, I respect it. Because there's nothing worse than having a bunch of guest, members come out from another band, for example, coming on stage, and while they're being the guests, the members of the regular band, it's their slot time, they just stand there and watch. And they don't do anything. I'm like, well, okay, just because you're not singing doesn't mean you can't do something. You can move around the stage, interact with the crowd, interact with other band members, do something. But if you're just going to stand there like a stump, you're useless. I'm sorry, but you're useless. And the last thing you want to be on stage is useless. So I never saw anybody being useless on stage. Everybody was contributing in some way, shape, or form at every given moment. So that was awesome to see. It was awesome to hear. The vocalist with the face paint on, but the guy with the face paint, man, he's got some great grit and growl. He really does. And what I liked about it is you had those subharmonic undertones coming from his vocals while doing the grit and growl. You had to look for them, but they were there, and I can absolutely appreciate that. The other male vocalist, very nice, clean vocals, really nicely done. Good projection, good tone. I had no issue with any of the vocalists whether they were singing together, singing solo. It didn't matter. But I will say the highlight were when the two ladies were singing together. Their harmonies were spot on. Number one, I mean, I didn't hear any sour notes. I didn't hear any harmonies that sounded out of tune with each other. But more importantly, and far more difficult to achieve, was the blend they got in their tone. Very complementary to each other. Now, their tones didn't blend so well that it sounded like one voice. That's not the case. You could hear the two different voices, but they were very complementary to each other. And I absolutely appreciated that. The drumming, good Lord, that poor drummer's going to need a break after that song. It's good. That's a good thing. It seems to me that was the last song because the credits rolled. So I have a feeling that was the end of the show. If it wasn't the show, he's going to need a breather because that looked exhausting from a drumming standpoint. And towards the end, when he was just riding on that snare with that eighth note pattern, dear Lord, he never got a break from that snare. And it was fun to watch. It was fun to hear, but at the same time, I'm sitting here going, that poor guy. The bass playing, I couldn't really hear the bass playing. Honestly, it was kind of hard to pick out in the mix, but I could see him. It looked like he was rocking out. It looked like he was having a good time. At no point did he ever show in his face or through his actions that he hit a wrong note. So I didn't hear anything sour. I didn't hear anything stick out. So I can only assume that he was doing a good job. So kudos to him. The guitar playing, really nice, and especially the solo. It was very complimentary to the song. You have a fast-paced, frantic song. You want a fast-paced, frantic solo. And we got one. A very shreddy, very technical solo, done very cleanly and very well. I have absolutely no problem with what the guitar player was doing whatsoever. The violin, very nice job on her part. She didn't have a lot, as far as solo spot goes, but she was playing through the whole song, and the thing is, you could hear her. Kind of sad you could hear her over the bass, if you ask me. And in my humble opinion, but then again, I'm a bass player, sue me. I always want to hear more bass. But you could hear the violin over the bass, which I thought was a little weird, but it fit. I mean, it did work, so I have no complaints. And what she was playing was really well done. Listen, I have no complaints about this at all. Okay, I have nothing negative to say about this song at all. And believe me when I say this, I looked, and that was one of the things I was really kind of looking for. I said a couple things to think about. I did think about a couple of things that could have potentially been negative. And at the end of the day, though, when I was done thinking about it, I was like, actually, it's positive. So my real only gripe, and this is just me personally, I would have liked to have heard the bass a little more in the mix, but it's still coming through everything else sounded fine. So is it a gripe? I guess it is. But I mean, at the end of the day, though, it doesn't really matter. No, because it all sounded good. I would have sounded better with bass. Whatever. Fine. No, but listen, it was a great song. It was a great performance. I really enjoyed the live performance more than anything else. I mean, like I said, everybody on stage was contributing in some way, shape, or form. If they weren't playing, they were interacting with each other or they were interacting with the crowd. They were not just standing there like a bunch of stumps. I'm really glad to see that. So I feel good with that 8.4, and that is where we're going to stay. So 8.4, final score, I have spoken. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Hopefully I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, I did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you guys feel like joining the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to ring the bell, go ahead and ring the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference at all to me. But if you guys feel like doing these things, then by all means, feel free to do so. Well, that's going to do it for tonight, folks. Thank you very much for watching. And as always, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous. and support each other. Later. Peace.